Hello guys, happy Saturday night. I know you are as excited as I am if you are here this early in the live stream. We are making some bangin' barbecue chicken sandwiches. This is going to be step by step. You won't miss anything.
Guys, happy Saturday.
We don't need to hear me through there. I am going to be monitoring your comments. That's why I've got my phone nearby. So if you guys have questions, if you need to know what's happening, if you need clarification, you need me to slow down, let me know in the comments and we will get that done for you. Now, also let me know if you're cooking along so I can check in on you guys as we go. I have been craving this meal all week, and I actually made some homemade buns for this today too. So if you guys want to know how I make my homemade burger buns, let me know in the comments and we can film a regular video for that because there's some lag time in between. But I love it. I'm happy you guys are here. I am holding a wet paper towel and you know what that means. We're tucking it under our cutting board. So if you guys are cooking along with me tonight, you are making some bangin' barbecue chicken sandwiches, you're gonna need your cutting board and you want it on your side, which means wet paper towel right underneath. That is going to ensure nothing is sliding around, everything stays in place. And that way, if you're working on your knife skills and they're not that strong yet, your board isn't going to be flying all over the place. One of the things that we are trying to work on here on our Saturday nights are our knife skills. And one thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is make sure you're using a sharp knife. It doesn't need to be an expensive knife, but it does need to be sharp. And in the links under the description box, you'll see I did link to a knife sharpener that should be working. If you do need a good one, it's the same one I use. It's tried, tested, and true. I use it every other time I use my knives. I'm obsessed. But the first thing I want to get you guys to do if you're cooking along is to preheat your oven. We need to preheat it to 425 because the chicken is going to go in and we want it to start cooking while we build our barbecue sauce and everything else. So 425. Get that preheated, get it working, make sure the rack is in the middle of the oven. This is going to be up to temperature by the time we get our pan situated and everything. It's gonna go in. Guys, it's so easy. Follow what I'm doing. You need a pan big enough for your chicken thighs. I like to cover my pan in parchment paper because it makes the cleanup so much easier after. If you want to bake directly on the pan, go for it. You want to use tin foil, no problem. Really, whatever you're doing, it's gonna work. This is absolutely not necessary. So I'm just gonna cover my whole pan. And I like to do it generously so it hangs over the side to make for even easier cleanup. So this is gonna be good for me. I'm not even gonna bother trimming the excess. Let's see who we got here. Lisa's cooking along. Hey, Lisa. Let me know if you guys are cooking. Again, I wanna make sure that we're going at a good pace. Once you've got your pan lined, I want you guys to grab your chicken thighs. Now, I'm using chicken thighs because they have more fat, and the fat is what's gonna keep them really juicy. So somebody had asked me, I think it was Lisa, can I use chicken breast for this? And yes, you can. It just won't be as juicy and delicious. People's biggest gripe about thighs most of the time is that you get kind of these pockets of slimy fat. I know it's gross. I'm gonna show you guys how to cook these so that that doesn't happen. We're gonna cook these to a certain temperature that's going to allow the fat and any connective tissue inside the chicken thigh to break down. So it's a really good way to cook the thighs. I want you guys to put them on your pan and lay them out because we're gonna season them before they go into the oven. You want to grab your pepper. I've got some freshly cracked black pepper here, and you want to grab your salt. This is going to get just a light seasoning because these are also going to get dredged in barbecue sauce. Let me wash up my hands real quick. Let me know if you guys are there. I see some of you are popping in to the live stream. Let me know where you're from, if there's anyone else cooking from somewhere else in Ottawa. Stacy, how's it going, girl? Leah, you're cooking phenomenal. How is Sudbury tonight? Cold? So once you've got your chicken thighs all laid out, you want to take your salt. I'm using pink Himalayan today. I had somebody say to me yesterday, you were using kosher and now you're using pink Himalayan. I use them interchangeably. This just happens to be what I'm enjoying right now. You do you. And we want to season these just gently, not too crazy because there's going to be lots happening. You can see I'm using a bigger granule, so you can see how I've done it. I'm probably seasoning heavier than you normally do at home because I season the same way that they do in a restaurant. So if you guys want to start cooking at home the same way that that they're cooking in the restaurant, and so it tastes ultra delicious, so you don't always have to feel like you need to pay a premium for this type of food, season your meat like I am. Make sure you can actually see the salt on there. I'm going to do the same thing with the pepper. You don't have to do pepper. I am doing the same thing, and it's easier with the pepper because you can actually see it. So I'm seasoning with the pepper the same way I did with the salt. And nobody likes a one-sided toaster like last week. Nobody likes a one-sided seasoner. Get these guys flipped over and season the other side. Oh, my mom is here. Nice. Oh, Callum's there. Everybody's here. This is nice, guys. Thank you so much. We're seasoning the other side of our chicken. And I'm following along the comments here. I can see everything looks good. Guys, this live stream feed is rock solid, and that is all thanks to Tech Savvy. If you guys are in Ontario, you have to call Tech Savvy because they have not let us down. Every single time we go live, it is a rock solid feed, nice and crisp. Everything looks great. Give them a call. They're absolutely phenomenal. I am flipping over these chickens because I want the smooth side to be up. That's just personal preference. And these are ready to go into the oven. I know you're like, this is all we did? How is this gonna be banging? I don't get it. Just hold on. We're gonna make an incredible barbecue sauce that comes together with things that you pretty much already have in your pantry. It's awesome. And we're going to dip these chicken thighs into that barbecue sauce when they're half cooked. Stick around, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna wash up my hands one more time and we're gonna start on that barbecue sauce. All right. Julia, how's it going? Here from Winnipeg. Hello. What's the temperature like? I imagine it's cold. I'm going to pop this chicken just over by the stove. It's not going to go in the oven yet, but we want that oven to get a little bit more up to temp, closer to the 425. Once it gets in the 400 range, we'll throw it in. And guys, as I say every week, you're the ones cooking in your kitchen. So if your oven runs hot, factor that in. My oven does not run hot, I will say. I do not recommend this oven. And I do like a hot oven. But if your oven runs hot, keep that in mind. If your chicken looks like, oh God, I think that's done, it's probably done. So really start to rely on those instincts. You know, listen to what's happening in the kitchen, smell what's happening, and that's gonna take you guys a long way than just following instructions blindly. And if you're not sure, that's what the chat's for. So, next step, you guys should have your chicken prepped. I want you to grab a small to medium-sized saucepan. Now, we are gonna build the entire barbecue sauce right in this pot. Yes, less dishes, I love it. Grab yourself a saucepan. I'm gonna use a glass measuring cup. You don't even have to use a measuring cup if you don't want to. You can just throw everything right in here. But I do have some measuring spoons so I can be a little bit more accurate for you guys. You know, normally I just throw everything in here. Not too cold, very windy. Oh, that's good, Julie, I'm glad. Ron's from Sudbury. He cooked a bunch with us over the spring when we were doing the cook-alongs. So guys, you want to start by adding ketchup to this pot. It's a real, it's an awesome shortcut. We're adding 3/4 of a cup of ketchup. Oh, I'll leave that joke there. Ketchup is an incredible shortcut. Sometimes I actually like to make my own ketchup. I know you guys are probably like, what? But that's just because I get to control what goes in it, and I haven't done it in a while. There's just no time. There's never any time. I did that joke today. I don't have time to study. If you know the next line, type it in the comments. Add this ketchup right to the pot. Okay. There we go. Next ingredient, we are doing molasses. Now, that's Dijon. Molasses is a key ingredient here because it brings a ton of really unique flavor that you really can't get anywhere else. And we're gonna use about 1/3 of a cup. And like I said, guys, this doesn't have to be exact. A little extra splash here, a little extra dash there. This is just cooking. It's not life and death. It will all be delicious. None of this stuff is horrendous on its own. So get the molasses right in there. Make sure you guys are subscribed too. We do more than just the lives. We post videos in between whenever we can. And we do have a really cool video coming this week that I'm very, very pumped about. I don't want you guys to miss it. So my molasses is in. Next, Worcestershire sauce, 3 tablespoons going right in. This stuff has everything but the kitchen sink in it. It is so delicious. It's kind of like fermented, kind of, I don't know, it's just pungent. It's wonderful. There, again, very few substitutions. This should be a pantry staple for you. If you don't have Worcestershire sauce in your pantry, you should now if you're cooking along. And I'm telling you, it is great in so many applications. I mean, you're gonna wanna make this all the time, so hopefully you bought a good bottle. 3 tablespoons Worcestershire sauce right into this pot. Next ingredient, Dijon. How much ketchup? That was 3/4 of a cup of ketchup. So we had 3/4 of a cup of ketchup, 1/3 of a cup molasses, 3 tablespoons Worcestershire sauce, and we're going in with 3 tablespoons of Dijon. I love Dijon mustard. Especially when it like gets into your nose and oof, does that horseradish effect. Okay, get this all out of here. Yum. This is smelling so good already, guys. You can absolutely do this. It does not get easier than this. Let me see how we're doing. I'm at 345. If you guys are hovering up close to 400, your oven's probably hotter than mine. In that case, definitely wait for me because you might need less time. If your oven is on time with mine and you're kind of approaching, I'm just approaching 350. We'll wait till we hit 400. Apple cider vinegar. So 3 tablespoons apple cider vinegar. And we're gonna use this apple cider vinegar to make our coleslaw as well. When you're putting together a sandwich like this, you wanna think of all of the components. You wanna think, okay, if I'm gonna have something really bold, a little bit sweet, smoky, like there's a lot of very big flavors happening. You need to imagine that to make it really shine, you're gonna need something to cut that. And the best way to cut that is with something cool and creamy. That's why we're making a mayo-based coleslaw. In addition to the mayo-based coleslaw, I always find it needs something a little bit sharp, and that's why I like to do a little raw onion and pickles. The pickles, they really are a difference maker in this. Hopefully you're a pickle fan. Okay. Honey, 1.5 tablespoons. You can use sugar here. You can use coconut sugar. You could use like a maple syrup. I just use honey because I try and avoid using white sugar whenever I can. You can use brown sugar. Really, whatever you guys like. This recipe is so adaptable. Or whatever you have, honestly. We're filming an episode tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. I think we're going to show you guys how to make granola. I make this incredible granola. I thought of that because the honey. I use honey in the granola. It's a really clean granola, something you can feel good about eating yourself in the morning, feeding to your family. I don't know if you've ever read the box of a box of granola at the grocery store. It's not great. And the really good granolas that you find that have all of those really nice whole nuts in them and the seeds and the really nice oats, it's like $15 a bag. And if you know me, I'm very value focused. So I figured I might as well make my own. This barbecue is almost done. Let's see here, smoked paprika. So I have a bunch of people who always say, can I use regular paprika? You can always do whatever you want. I use smoked paprika a lot. So I would recommend, if you guys enjoy my recipes and you like cooking along, you get yourself some smoked paprika. It is not expensive. It is so cheap and it packs a huge punch. It's actually smoky. So when you're talking paprika, you're talking about sweet red peppers that have been ground up. These are sweet red peppers that have been smoked and ground. It's a huge difference. You're talking like barely any flavor. I mean, at least I haven't had a paprika that has a ton of flavor. Smoked paprika, absolutely. It's very smoky forward. To keep that smoke going, I'm gonna move my pot off to the side because I'm going to chop up a chipotle. So, how's everyone doing? A mustard, it was 3 tablespoons of Dijon. I've got 1 whole chipotle right here. Hopefully you guys were able to find it in your grocery store. The chipotles are pretty much everywhere nowadays. You can usually find them in your either the international aisle or where they keep like the taco shells and things. And they come in a little short can. If you guys ever aren't sure about an ingredient or what it looks like for when you're in the grocery store, just Google it. You'll find the package. And I'm gonna chop this guy up. I'm also gonna check on my, pause. Put your chicken in the oven. I just saw my oven's almost at 425. So I'm putting my chicken in the oven. Very easy, guys. And that's gonna go. We're gonna leave that chicken until it's no longer pink. At that point, we will have cooked this barbecue sauce and it'll be ready for the chicken. So give this a really good chop. So like I said, I just put my chicken in the oven. We were chopping the chipotle. We are back to chopping the chipotle. Give this a nice chop. This is gonna bring some heat. So if you're not a huge fan of heat, maybe use half a chipotle. Show this right here, right in. Look at that color. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I have one more ingredient to add to this beautiful barbecue sauce. I'll show you guys here. Oh, this is coming together. Heck yes. Oh, the smell is next level. Was that a teaspoon? It was a tablespoon of smoked paprika, Leah. I'm just gonna give a quick little wash because next we're going to chop up our onion. And we're not just gonna chop it up, we are going to mince it up so finely. Want you guys to grab that onion. Keep your pot close at hand. I'm gonna give my knife a quick wipe as well. The smell of this. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a second because I want you to chop this onion with me. So I'm gonna show you the best way to chop it so that you get a nice fine chop. Now, if you don't have a sharp knife, this is gonna be challenging. You might be better off grabbing a cheese grater, no word of a lie. Grab like a box grater and You can actually grate your onion on the large holes of a box grater, so you can pick your poison here. You can either grate this onion or you can chop it like I'm going to. Perfect, my oven is preheated. I'm going to use pretty much this whole onion. I'm going for about 1/4 cup. But like I said, a little bit extra, a little bit less, you're not even gonna notice. It's gonna come together perfectly, don't worry. You guys seem to be doing good. Hey guys, we got some new people in the chat. Say hello, don't be shy. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my onion, and you've got a root end. This is where like the gnarly bit is. This is the root end of your onion, and if you leave this part intact, it'll be easier to slice. So I'm gonna leave this part intact. I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to slice off the tip. Perfect. I have a little bowl I just kind of keep here for my garbage, if you will, my compost. Once I have this end sliced off, I'm going to use that as my stable side, and I'm going to slice once right down through the root. This root is going to keep the entire onion intact to make it much easier. It's also going to make it easier for me to peel. So peel back all of those tough outer layers of your onion. Nobody wants to eat a piece of weird, tough onion. You guys know what I'm talking about when you peel onion. And there's that one layer where you're like, should I peel that off? Yes, peel it off. If you don't want to eat it, don't put it in your food. So I'll show you guys here. You want to put your onion so that the cut side, so opposite of the root, you're going to work on this side right here, and you're going to make little tiny cuts down on the onion. Just little tiny cuts. And again, if this is too you're like, oh God, I can't do this, just chop it up. Just get the onion into the sauce. It will not matter, it'll taste the same. Now that I've done this cute little fan, look at this. You can see how small the onion is. I'm gonna run my knife the other way. And I'm going to slice it as small as I can. Now, if you guys are having issues with this, I'm actually going to suggest it's probably your knife. You need a sharp knife. It is far more dangerous, and you'll see my fingers are tucked here. It's far more dangerous to cook with a dull knife than it is a sharp knife. Just like we secured our cutting board so nothing is flailing around on us. There we go. See, I have this little bit left. I'm just gonna toss that in my bowl. All the onion is going right into the barbecue sauce, and I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one. So again, I wanna peel off these tough outer layers. Make a bunch of little cuts. If you guys are grating your onion, just grate the whole thing, throw it right in the pot. You can chop up any big pieces that are left. Again, this is not supposed to be complicated. It's supposed to be easy and fun. So I'm running my knife through the other side of the onion, the other way. This is great. And this onion's not making me cry, which is a huge positive. This is good. Going in. Get everything cleaned up off your cutting board, because we're gonna be chopping some other things next. Okay, so take a look at this, guys. We've got our onion, we've got our ketchup, our Worcestershire sauce, Dijon, molasses, honey. Smoked paprika, whole chipotle. This guy is just getting started. If you guys have any questions before we head to the stove, let me know. I'm going to put this barbecue sauce on the stove, and I'm going to bring the temperature up quickly on it, because again, we want things to happen relatively quickly. So I'm gonna bring this up to high, but then the second I start to hear little bubbles and things happening, the second I start to smell the barbecue sauce, I'm gonna knock it back to medium low. We want this to start to simmer, and it's going to reduce a little bit. So I want you guys to do that now. Just put your barbecue sauce on the stove, turn it on to high, and keep an ear open. This is, I'm just gonna wash up my hands while I talk to you guys here. This is so important in the kitchen to be using all of your senses. Don't have earphones in. I usually like to listen to a podcast or a video while I cook, but I really try and keep my ears open to what's happening. And your nose. If you're starting to smell things happening in the oven, you're starting to hear things happening on the stove, you have to pay attention. You can't be, starting to cook something and then running away to do something else. I know it's hard if you have kids, I totally get that. But if you have a moment to cook for yourself or to cook for everyone else, this is a great one to take where you're using all of your senses to really immerse yourself and have a fun time. I'm gonna check on this chicken. Oh yes, I smell the pepper, it smells amazing. So that chicken is still going. We're gonna bring the barbecue sauce up. I don't see anyone has any questions, so I assume we're still doing good. The next thing we're going to start prepping is our coleslaw. Now this is a very simple coleslaw. If you guys got coleslaw mix, that's wonderful, good for you. I'm gonna be chopping the coleslaw, and we're also gonna make a coleslaw dressing from scratch. Now grab yourself a small whisk, get your mayo, your apple cider vinegar, a little bit of salt, and your honey. You can use regular sugar as well here. I just, again, prefer the honey, a little more natural option. I'll grab my whisk and a clean spoon. Now I had said 1/3 of a cup of mayo. Truth is, I always wing this. And I wing it because you can do it to your taste when you're doing it at home. And again, I love doing that, guys. So I am gonna start with 1/3 of a cup so that we're all kind of on the same page. And I'm just putting the mayonnaise right in the bowl. I want this to be a really creamy mayo. Did the onion go in the sauce? Yes. We chopped up that onion extra, extra fine, or you can use a grater and we put it into the sauce. So next, I'm going to do apple cider vinegar, and this is where you need to do it to your taste. So I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and we'll see how that tastes. And I'm going to do a squeeze of honey. Just a small squeeze, that's 1/2 teaspoon. And I'm going to do a seasoning of salt, a little less than 1/4 teaspoon. And we're gonna whisk this all up. If you guys are using, some people ask me about a substitute for cabbage. You can use iceberg lettuce because the iceberg will still give you cool and creamy, because you can put this dressing on the iceberg lettuce and voila, you have iceberg coleslaw. And you wanna make sure you're getting all of the lumps out. If you are using iceberg lettuce, do not dress. You're gonna have lots for leftovers. Don't dress all of your lettuce with this dressing. It'll wilt over time. In fact, I would dress your lettuce as close as possible to serving so that you don't get any wilting at all. All right, very important, guys. We need to make sure all of the salt is dissolved. We need to make sure the honey is dissolved. And you wanna grab a little tasting spoon. My most favorite tasting spoons are these little espresso spoons. I get asked about them all the time. I linked them for you guys below in the description box. I have 12 of these little guys and they're phenomenal for tasting. So I highly recommend you grab some. And yeah, I mean, they clean up great in the dishwasher. Oh my gosh, that's so good. You guys are in for such a treat. Sorry, I also choked on it. You guys are in for such a treat. Holy moly. I don't think I'm gonna touch this at all. It's very vinegar forward, which I love. It's thick and creamy from the mayo. Hello. This is great. What I was going to mention earlier is if you ended up just getting just a bag of regular coleslaw, great, throw it in here. This is not the time to get fancy with your coleslaw. We do not need to start shredding up carrots and getting all crazy and spending time doing 2 types of cabbage. Just get some cabbage. Oh, I hear I'll show you guys our barbecue sauce. Look at this, it's boiling. You guys wanna make sure you're scraping it up off the bottom, giving it a good stir. If you're boiling like I am, you wanna reduce it to medium low. Oh yeah, okay. This is going back on the stove. I'm gonna put it on number 4. If your stove has numbers, that's where we're at. I'm also gonna check on this chicken. Perfect, it's just starting to change color. This is wonderful, we're right where we need to be. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way because I'm going to start shredding cabbage. Now, this is not the most glamorous job in the kitchen. If you want to outsource this, now is the time to grab a helper, an unsuspecting helper. How are you guys doing? Good, no questions? You guys are tuning into, if you're just joining us, this is Here on the Main. We are a YouTube cooking show, very similar to the cooking shows you just see on Food Network. And on Saturday nights, or most Saturday nights, as many as we can manage, we like to go live. You can cook along with us. You'll find all the ingredients on our Instagram at Here on the Main. And make sure you subscribe, make sure you like our videos, because it really helps our channel. We've got a ton of affiliate links down below if you're looking for really quality kitchen stuff. And right now we're about to make coleslaw for our bangin' barbecue chicken sandwiches. I'm gonna take this cabbage and I'm not gonna go right through the middle because nobody has time for that. That is not a fun job. Oh, perfect. Heck yes, this is boiling. I'm gonna turn this down even more. That's what I meant, guys. If you guys are in your kitchen, pay attention to what's happening. If it's boiling too hard, turn it down. I'm gonna turn it right down. Getting all excited. There we go. So for this cabbage, I want you guys to slice off center. So if this is center right here, go off center. There's no need to cut through this giant, ridiculous core. I'm just gonna slice off a hunk so I can work with it. Again, just do your best. And I'll just keep chopping hunks of this cabbage off until I have enough. Again, we really don't need to go crazy getting a perfect piece of cabbage. It's all just gonna get chopped up and dumped in the bowl anyways. So I've got this nice piece of cabbage. How are we doing? Leah's doing good. My mom's doing good. Julia, how we doing? Ron, Lisa. I'm gonna give this cabbage a chop down the middle just to make the shreds finer, and I'm just gonna start chopping it as finely as I can manage. And you chop it as finely as you can manage. The acid in this dressing is going to tenderize the cabbage. I'm using my fingers, my knuckles as a guide, and I'm inching them back and I'm running my knife down my knuckles. This is great. Guys, I love cabbage. I feel like I say this every week in some video. I talk about how much I love cabbage. If anyone's gonna bring cabbage back, it'll be me. So good. I can smell that barbecue sauce. Holy moly. So I mentioned we're cooking the chicken to a different internal temperature than you normally would. We are going to 185 degrees, and that is because at 180 is where the fat completely liquefies. So if you cook your chicken thighs to less than 180, 185, you're gonna notice they actually can be a little bit chewy. They can have this weird kind of chewy quality to them that I'm honestly not a fan of. If a chicken thigh is not cooked to 185, I can tell in one bite. I know that sounds really crazy, and I never claimed not to be crazy. So you've been warned. 185 every single time. Make sure you have a good thermometer. I'll show you guys mine. It never fails me. And I've probably been through about 25 of them, no lie. Again, crazy. Just get the rest of this cabbage chopped. And again, you don't have to use it all. Like, use as much as you like. This keeps really, really well in the fridge. What I like to do is wrap the cut side with a piece of dry paper towel and put it into a plastic bag or whatever you have. It will keep for so long. You brown your cabbage, you put this on tacos, it's super fancy. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna pop this cabbage into this bowl. I'm not gonna mix it up yet because we're gonna go over to the stove and finish up that chicken. No, it's not done yet, but there is another step. I'm setting this off to the side. I'm gonna get some hot plates here. Let's make room. You guys let me know if you have any questions. Going well, barbecue sauce smells yummy. That's wonderful, Stacy. Ron, thumbs up. Oh guys, this is wonderful. Okay, so I'm giving this a little stir. I'm going to get some hot plates out because I'll do it all right here so you guys can see. Here, here. You're gonna need some tongs. So stand by, guys. You're gonna need tongs, an oven mitt, and I'm gonna tell you what's happening. It's gonna sound crazy, but I want you guys to stick with me, okay? Here we go. Take your chicken out of the oven. You can put it just on top of your stove, right beside your barbecue sauce that's simmering. I'm gonna bring it over so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. So here's my chicken. Not looking very, very barbecue-y or anything. I realize that because I'm gonna show you guys a little trick. I want you, let's get this out of the way, to take your chicken and literally dunk it into your barbecue sauce. Take it out, back on the tray. Here, right in. This is so simple, guys. Shake off the excess, back on the tray. Now you're probably like, oh my God, we're putting uncooked chicken in here. Yes, we are, because we're gonna continue cooking this barbecue sauce well over the temperature of cooked chicken. This is still gonna simmer. So don't worry about any cross-contamination. We are going to handle that. And all of these chicken thighs are gonna go for a swim in this beautiful homemade barbecue sauce that you have made with your own two hands, my friend. Congratulations. Look at this. Like, are you kidding me? Look at this. Look how nice and thick that is already. Right in. Okay. This barbecue sauce, return it to the stove. Like I said, it needs to simmer more. We gotta kill off that chicken now. And this guy goes right back into the oven. All right, this is, just gonna reset my oven there, make sure we're at a good temperature. Okay, bring that barbecue sauce back up. I can get rid of these, we're done with this. I'm having fun, guys, this is wonderful. How are we doing in the comments? Lisa came back with the finish to my quote. I'm so scared. Awesome, guys. You guys are doing so, so well. We're gonna give this cabbage a toss. And I can hear my barbecue sauce, perfect. Just came back up to a boil. I'm keeping it on medium. Don't let it over reduce. What's happening right now, guys, with that barbecue sauce is we are taking some of the water and residual liquid that's in there and we're letting it bubble away so that we're left with a really concentrated sauce. I know we didn't add any water to the barbecue sauce, but it really is, it's there. It's absolutely there. It's there in the ketchup, it's there in the molasses, in the Worcestershire, even in the Dijon. I am going to, just before I toss this, I am going to try the barbecue sauce really quickly. You guys should do the same. Oh yeah, wonderful. That chicken kills off in about 25 seconds because it is hot as heck in that pot. You guys should be really tasting that sauce come alive. You'll notice we didn't add any salt to the sauce. I don't think it's particularly necessary. Everything we worked with is pretty well seasoned, especially the Worcestershire sauce. That's got a lot of flavor. So I'm not gonna salt it. If the flavors aren't coming alive for you or you wanna taste more of a certain flavor, add it now. If you want the mustard to be more prominent, add more Dijon mustard. You want more acidity, add more apple cider vinegar. If you're one of those people that really likes a sweet barbecue sauce, add more honey. I personally think it's perfect just as is. I am going to mix up this coleslaw because the longer this coleslaw sits, the more the cabbage is going to break down because of the acid in the dressing. So you want to be mindful of the fact that, again, if you're using iceberg, don't toss your iceberg in the dressing. It's just going to be too much and it's going to wilt by the time you're ready to eat. This is beautiful. Look at this. Nicely coated. If it looks like there isn't enough dressing for whatever reason, give it 5 to 10 minutes because, like I said, it's going to happen quickly that this cabbage is going to start releasing some moisture. And once the cabbage releases moisture, it's going to loosen up everything that's happening in the bowl. So you don't need to feel pressure to be like, oh my God, this isn't perfect, or what's happening, it doesn't look like hers. Just give it a second. You know, like all good relationships, it takes some time to open up. The flavors need to get to know each other. Try it. See how it tastes. Tastes phenomenal. Heck yes. There is nothing wrong with that. I am going to set this aside. Oh, that is so good. I'll do a little clean up my cutting board. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments if you guys are good. We have this rock solid feed. Thank you so much, Tech Savvy. Cannot say enough good things about them. Their internet is second to none when it comes to price. They are extremely well priced and they always fight for the little guys. So they're always fighting to get our rates down in Canada. Which, who else is doing that? Nobody. Nobody's fighting to get our rates down. This coleslaw. Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna give my barbecue sauce a stir, make sure it's all coming up off the bottom. You guys can probably hear me crunching. It's so good. This barbecue sauce is nearly done. Like, I am not mad about this. It's going so quickly. How are you guys doing? Any questions? Stacy, we're good. Julia, we're good. Ron, Leah, I haven't heard anything from you, Leah. Let me know you're okay. I'm gonna do a quick check on the chicken. Oh yeah. That chicken just needs to go. It just needs to cook. In the meantime, I'm going to start prepping my toppings. Let's get this chicken plate out of here. My toppings, in addition to the coleslaw, are some thinly sliced raw red onion and some pickles. So I'm just gonna get a little plate for this. And same thing for cutting this onion. Remember, you've got a root end. How you guys doing? It's like an artichoke. Yep, certainly is, Lisa. We've got a root end of the onion, excuse me, and we've got a pole end of the onion. You want to cut off the opposite end of the root. Discard this in your garbage bowl, compost bowl. I don't want to be controversial. Same thing, use that nice flat end of the onion, cut right through, and I'm not gonna need this whole onion. I'm gonna wrap this up, it's gonna be for another time. I think I might make a soup tomorrow. A soup with like a nice veggie soup. I just have a craving, you know? I obviously like to go with my cravings. So I am going to do some thin slices, as thin as I can manage, because I want this onion to just bring some sharpness. Now there's a few things you can do to this onion if you like to be adventurous. One, if you want less sharpness on your onion, you can soak these little onion slices in a little bit of very cold water for about 5 minutes. That will release some of the harshness. The second thing you can do is a really quick pickle on these. Take some of your apple cider vinegar, get a little ramekin, like the one I use for my pepper, and just put a few little dashes of apple cider vinegar on there. Dump out the excess when you're ready to use them. I actually do a proper homemade pickled red onion that is phenomenal, if I do say so myself. So if you guys ever want to see how that goes, I'd be more than happy to show you, because I think it's just the best condiment ever that does not go bad, and you can just keep it in your fridge. Traumatized, but that's the sleep cheating. Oh no, I have no red onion. Yeah, you can absolutely use white, not a problem. Not a problem. This is gonna be plenty of onion. I'm making 2 sandwiches. I'll have lots for leftovers. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm also going to, guys, I'm gonna shut off my barbecue sauce because this does not need to keep going. It's doing well. Chicken is looking great. I'll check the temperature soon. You guys don't worry about checking on your chicken. I mean, keep an eye, make sure nothing's burning, but we gotta go to 180 degrees on these chicken thighs, and that usually takes about 35 minutes. So we're not quite there. Perfect. Lisa jarred her onion yesterday. Yes to pickled onions. Okay, I will do it. I kind of cheated tonight and I got already sliced pickles. Honestly, because they're the only pickles that didn't come in that mammoth-sized jar. And like, I don't know about you, like I have a lot of stuff in my fridge. Like it's stuffed. And that giant pickle jar, like they're really not thinking of setting us up for success when they chose that type of packaging, is all I'm saying. So I'm gonna take out a couple of pickles, enough for at least 2 sandwiches. And guys, this, the way these like nice dills cut through, you know I'm gonna eat one. Come on, it's a real cooking show. You're not eating the whole time. You're lying. Oh yeah, you have quality control. Perfect. Look at this, we got this nice little plate. Heck yes, this is success right here. Looks like a backyard cookout. Look at this. We got pickles, we got a coleslaw. You guys, when you try these bangin' barbecue chicken sandwiches, what is it they say down south? You're gonna wanna slap your mama. I'm not gonna slap my mama, you go slap your mama. My mama's cooking right now. Okay, I'm gonna check on this chicken really quick just to see the temperature, see where we are, because honestly guys, we're so close to being done. Let's see. You let me know if you have any questions. Oh, heck yes. I'll bring it over here so you guys can see. I'm gonna check this temperature. This is my ThermaPen. Oh, this is exciting, guys. It's an instant read thermometer, tells you right away what we're reading. These are reading over 185. You know what that means. These are done. I want you guys to take your chicken out of the oven, and I want you to check on it. Make sure yours looks like mine. You've got lots of juices that have run out on the pan. That is your fat, and that's where we want it. We want it on the pan, not in the chicken. Oh yes, still juicy. Yes, I licked my finger. It's my food. This is so good. Guys, make sure it's looking good. If you are seeing these kind of pools of fat here, it means your fat has also left the chicken. I'm gonna pull this out of the oven and leave it on top. I'm going to shut off my oven, but we're not done with it because we need to toast our buns. You know we are toasting buns on this episode of Here on the Main. To do that, I'm moving my oven rack right up to the top so we can get the heat as close as possible. Guys, this is so good. We're almost there. Pickles, ew. Very funny, John. Next thing, toasting buns. So I'm gonna grab some buns. I made homemade ones today. I know, it's very extra, but if you know me, you know I'm a little extra. So here we go. I'm gonna slice the buns down the middle. Again, if you want me to show you how to do these, I absolutely will. Another time on a pre-recorded video. So just slice right down the middle. I like to rotate my bun as I slice. I find it helps. Rather than slice right horizontally through the middle, if you rotate with every few strokes, you'll end up with a much, look at the inside of this bun. Get out, this smells so good. I'm gonna get in trouble for yelling into my mic, but holy crap, that smells good. Oh, wow, what a treat. Okay, slicing right around. So right now that chicken is resting. We need to give it a chance to rest. We just got it all excited. Now it needs to rest. Guys, this bun, you can't buy buns like this. It doesn't exist. It really doesn't. I used a nice organic flour. Let me know if you guys want more nutrition information sometimes. I don't know how into it to get. These buns need to be toasted. So preheat your broiler to high. Make sure that rack is right up under the element. Actually, if John and Jess are watching from Sudbury, maybe don't go right under your element. Your bread caught on fire last week. We all remember that. No questions, that's good. If you guys are just joining, we're almost an hour into making bangin' barbecue chicken sandwiches here on the main, and we're having fun. We try and cook live as many Saturdays as we can, and we post regular uploads, again, as often as we can, because we have full-time jobs. But let me know if there's anything you guys want to make. If there's anything you guys want to make on the live, keep in mind we need to go start to finish in about an hour. So nothing braised, nothing boiled for too long, you know. You'll notice I'm drinking water tonight, not beer or wine, my usual. It was a fun night last night. Okay, I'm gonna grab some tongs. Make sure you guys have a couple sets of tongs in your kitchen. When we're talking about cooking like they do at the restaurants, you need some of the tools. I am not a unitasker. If you ever see me recommending something, it's because it's a good tool. I hate things that do one job in the kitchen. I have no room for that in my life. You need to bring more than that to the table. So get yourself some tongs. We're gonna need them to bring these buns over into the oven. I'm giving my coleslaw another toss, because remember, that part's for me. Because remember, this cabbage is going to release some liquid, and we want to keep it moving. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna bring my barbecue sauce over. I'm just waiting for my oven to come completely to temperature with that broiler. Guys, look at this barbecue sauce. It's completely done. Make sure it's homogeneous. Everything is scraped off the bottom. You'll notice you have lots of extra here. There's a reason for that, and you're going to thank me. You can thank me now if you want. Thank me with a subscribe. Make sure you guys are all subscribed. You won't miss a thing. There's a little bell you can ring too on YouTube. They do this bell thing, and that way you get notified every time we post. You get notified when we upload a new live. Would this sauce be tasty with ribs? Oh yeah, absolutely, Ron. You could totally do this sauce with ribs. Nothing wrong with that. No one would be mad. My broiler is nice and hot. I'm gonna go and toast these guys. First, the cut side up, and I do like to toast the other side as well, just to get it warmed through. I find it just helps. While those are under there, I'm going to chop the chicken. Now, you can do one of two things. You can leave the chicken whole, or you can chop it. I like to chop it. I don't know, I just find the texture a little bit better. It kind of has that pulled chicken effect. You do whatever you want. We're gonna put lots more barbecue sauce on here. I like to put the hot barbecue sauce on the cut chicken so it really absorbs and gets super delicious. You can chop all the chicken and mix it up with the barbecue sauce in a bowl. I just like to keep this as simple as possible. At the end of the day, it's all going in your belly. You're not even gonna notice. Keep an eye on those buns, don't let them burn. Okay, here, I'm gonna get all of these guys onto my cutting board. Actually, I don't need all of them, I just need a few. Heck yes. Look at that. I find 3 thighs is enough for about 2 sandwiches. You do it however you want. Again, that's the beauty of cooking at home. How's everyone doing? Oh, my buns are good. I got one that's going faster than the other, of course. You keep an eye on what's happening in your kitchen, guys. Keep an eye on those buns. Keep an eye on that chicken if you've already pulled it out. Good. Again, you're looking for the signs that the fat has run out of the chicken. Now, there's a right way and a wrong way to cut this chicken, so pay attention. I want you guys, if you weren't looking at your screen, I want you to look at your screen now. I'll cut one at a time. So you want to cut. How do I show you guys this? The chicken unfolded this way. I want to cut it the same way that it unfolded. Is it good? Can they see that? I don't want to cut the chicken kind of lengthwise. I want to go more horizontal. And I like to cut it in medium thin strips. Guys, I'm cutting through this and I can literally hear, I don't know what that hand motion is. This way? Oh, the pot, is it in the way? Sorry, I'm getting strange hand instructions. This is live, right? Look at this, you can literally see the juice jumping out. Look how juicy this is, guys. Holy moly. I'm gonna try this right now. Oh my God, my buns, I got too excited. Yeah, that's all right. I told you guys not to get excited. I didn't follow my own advice. It's okay, we're good. I got so excited by this chicken. It's all good. Look at this chicken, holy moly. So yeah, slice it on the short side. You have a longer side and a shorter side. You want to roll your knife through the shorter side. Oh, heck yes. Look at this. Nothing is wrong with any of this. Nothing at all. Whew. I'm going to put a little bit of barbecue sauce right on my cutting board. I'm going to pull out those buns because Lord knows I can't keep track of them with all this excitement. Oh, yes. All right, I'm gonna fix one burger up for us right now. Oh, it's hot. Turn off my broiler, we don't need that anymore. That was working on overdrive. Heck yes. Guys, this is my favorite part. I've been waiting for this all week. I'm gonna put some of this sauce just on this chicken because honestly, I can't even help myself right now. The juiciness. This is amazing. Okay, here we go. Bun. I like to start with a little raw onion. Put as much or as little as you like. I like to do my pickle. And make sure you guys are going end to end on this. It's very important. You don't want a bite that doesn't have topping in it. I'm gonna do a little bit of barbecue sauce just on the bottom, so it's sitting in the barbecue sauce. I'm gonna layer this chicken up on the burger. Oh, heck yes. Well, that's probably too much. Who am I kidding here? This is like, my eyes are always bigger than my stomach. I was gonna say my mouth, but nothing's bigger than that. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna pile coleslaw up nice and high. Oh yeah. Get this all up on here. Guys, this is a real treat tonight. A bangin' barbecue chicken sandwich. Okay, I don't even know. I'm just gonna, I like to actually, again, I'm a little bit nutso here, but I like to not put my bun top straight down. I like to do it on an angle so that I can actually hold the back closed. If you've seen our basic B burger episode, I show this ridiculous way to eat a burger. I'm about to do it again. So you want to pick it up like a little baby. And I put my pinky fingers at the back. Oh my God, it's hot. It smells so good. Guys, look at this. This is dinner. This is dinner. It smells amazing. Let's see if we've got any comments. Everyone's doing good. Okay, I'm going in. I gotta try this. Yeah. I am not sorry about this. I hope you guys actually sit down to eat because oh my damn. I have a very hungry cameraman. I don't even need to know that to know that. Guys, if you have any questions, now's the time before I sign off. I want to thank you guys for joining us again for this week's live. It was so much fun. If there's anything you want to see us cook, shoot us a message in the comments. This video is going to go live right after, so you can walk through this entire method anytime you want. That's good. Thank you, Candace. Go get this burger. Enjoy your Saturday night. Thank you so, so much for joining us. As always, guys, I'm Christina, and you're here on the main. Bye.